Hi, thank you for coming to the Law Abiding American. My name is Bill. I hope you enjoy this podcast and hope it'll make you start thinking about what's going on out there. Today I want to talk to you about driving, specifically the city of Phoenix, as well as a few other things. I saw a while back here a report that the city of Phoenix is now lowering speed limits on some of their streets for safety reasons. Okay, I can understand this. And why do I understand this? Because it is my opinion that 95% of the drivers on these roads in Arizona do not have the capability to drive a vehicle safely. This is my opinion. And this is based on 61 years of driving, not just on the street, but high-speed off-road driving, some motocross racing, motorcycle road riding, as well as driving cars, motorcycle track days, as well as motorcycle road racing. This is where my experience comes from. I watch a lot of cars around here. They run red lights. They don't care. Run red lights on right turns. Go excessively fast. There's many times I got to go way faster than I want to go on the freeways just so I stay safe. And this is what I have to do. And it's not just the citizens. I have at times seen police officers roll red lights. It is required to make a right turn on a red that you have to come to a full and complete stop. People don't do this. I do. And I make people stop behind me. They get a little upset sometimes, but I stop, check left, check right, check left again, clear, go. That's the way you need to do it. Now, I did reach out to Steve Montenegro, Area 29 House of Representative, regarding driving issues with the state of Arizona. I requested to get a meeting with him. This was refused. He sent me to a subordinate of his in his office. That was appreciated, but too many times I've seen where information is not passed correctly to the representative, and I let them know this. I've sent emails to him and another gentleman out of Tucson. I apologize, I can't remember his name. It's Representative Nguyen, I believe, regarding problems with Arizona and driving. And I do have 3 other videos on my channel on why we need better drivers. People need to get advanced drivers training desperately. They also need to get common sense as well as courtesy and respect. It is my opinion on the 95% that I said cannot drive are missing those 3 factors while they're driving a vehicle. If we can't fix the root of the problem, it doesn't matter what you do as far as safety, you're not going to fix the problem. I've seen stories where state of Arizona is putting millions upon millions of dollars supposedly for road safety. But if you're not fixing the root of the problem, how are you going to fix the roads to make them safer? You can't. Just for metaphor, if you get a flat tire, are you going to change your spark plug to fix that flat tire? No. You're going to get a new tire if it needs it, or have it patched or replaced or repaired. This is what we need to do with the drivers in the state of Arizona. They are refusing to do this. A while back, they passed a bill that our children under the age of 16, if they don't have a driver's license, cannot ride off-road vehicles. They can't drive them. Why? That is one of the stupidest laws I've ever seen. Because those children, when they start learning vehicle control, by the time they are 16, they are a better driver than anybody that has just gone out and had driver's ed, driven around the streets. Because they have had real-life training on how to deal with situations. It becomes second nature. This is not something that will happen to a 16-year-old that goes and gets driver's education and then has somebody that's driving them around the streets that probably doesn't have advanced driver's training themselves. I don't know. This is my opinion, but I know for a fact they do not have the skill level when they turn 16, if that's what they do. But these youngsters that are out there with these off-road vehicles at, 8, 9, 10, driving them, learning control, learning how to use the throttle, learning the brakes, how to control slides, all these different things, will be safer drivers by the time they get to the street. But what does Arizona do? For safety, we're banning that. Well, let me put it to you this way. In 2024, there were only 10 fatalities with children riding off-road vehicles. 10's a lot. I mean, but, people do die. But here's what gets me. There were 12 fatalities for children riding bicycles. Were they banned? No. There were, I think it was like 48 children that were killed in car accidents. Were they banned from riding in cars? No. It's not about safety, it's about control. And all they did by doing this is make our streets less safer. People, we really need our representatives to start dealing with the problem at the root, which is the driver. Our drivers need to be made better. They need to take advanced driving courses. They need to learn common sense again, and they need to have courtesy and respect. You do this, you're going to save a whole lot as far as accidents. You're not going to eliminate them. There's no way. It's just like all these new cars that are coming out with new safety features for lane departure, sonics for front-end collisions and rear-end collisions that automatically apply brakes and stuff. All these driver's ed do nothing to help train people how to properly drive vehicles. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, they are nothing but a hindrance. They do not give you what you need to properly drive vehicles. Now, I'm begging the state of Arizona to get off their hands, start passing legitimate laws that actually make our people learn how to drive correctly. That's what we need to do. For example, let me give you this again. Police officers, when they go join a police force, do they go through their in-school training and stuff like that and it'd be put on the street for high-speed pursuits? No. They get advanced driver's training to handle high-speed pursuits so that they can be as safe as possible out there when they need to do this. This is what we need to do for every driver in the state of Arizona. Matter of fact, all across this country. So please, please, Arizona, stop thinking ignorantly and start thinking properly with common sense how to fix the problem. And you have to go to the root of the problem to do this. Now, I'm also begging you to rescind that bill that stopped our children from riding off-road. Because I'll tell you right honestly, if I had young children, that would be a law I would not obey, because I would want my kids to be the best driver possible when they got to the street. Again, thank you for coming to the Law Abiding American. I hope you enjoyed my opinion. I wish you all a very blessed day. Thank you.